Hello.
Hi.
We did quite a bit of stuff today. Some of what I'm going, this is, I guess, where'd we go? It was a flea market. It was the flea market haul. So that's mainly what we got. And then last weekend, me and my husband and kids went to our local Halloween store all year round, Knick Knackery, and we got some things there, so I wanted to show that too. Okay, so
here, this is a rubber fish that we found at Toys R Us.
Yeah, we went to Toys R Us. Okay, so my husband's going to be Gollum for our party. We were trying to find like a salmon or a bass or something that's kind of rubbery, and the only ones that we were able to find were the kind that, you know, the kind of like plaques that you can get with a fake fish on it and it sings and moves and dances. Well, we didn't really want that because we thought maybe we could break it off and then use it, but then it's got all these like mechanical things inside of it, and I was like, well, that would be kind of a lot of work, and I don't even know if it would look like a fish after all that. So we ended up getting this little rubbery like pool toy, and it's squishy, and it's got little beads inside of it. We've been having fun with it. We've been slapping each other with it, so I think this will work. It is a tropical fish, which is not really what we had in mind, so probably what we're going to do, we had the idea of painting it, and I'm probably going to paint it a little less cartoony and make it a little more realistic, and probably just paint it like a dark color and try to make it look as much of a river fish as possible. But we do have fun with this thing. It's fun to play.
We got this Lala Loopsy from somewhere that I forgot.
At our local flea market.
The local flea market. I was asking my daddy for it because he said if I stay close to my family, I would get it and have it.
Basically, if she was on her best behavior, she would get it.
Yeah.
This thing was like $15.
Yeah, and if Daddy...
Which is half price of what it normally is at like Target or Walmart. So.
Daddy said after that, if I didn't behave, he was going to break it. And
Yay!
That will make me sad.
Bad parenting. Let's tell everybody how terrible we are. Everyone knows I'm a fan of owls. And I don't even know what this is exactly. It says, no one can be wise on an empty stomach, which is one of my mottos, because I love food. But it's got like these little random holes. And I thought maybe it's a planter. It was $2.50, which I thought was a pretty good deal for this little thing. I just don't know what it is. Just trying to figure it out, but it's so cute. At first I was like, oh, I could put my toothbrushes in it or something, but I think it's a little too tall for the toothbrushes, and so I don't know. Maybe it's a planter or, I don't know, napkin holder maybe? We'll see. I got this little random bag, $2.50 for this whole bag of wooden napkin rings, and I don't know what it was about them. They just screamed Hobbit to me. They're just so rustic looking, and I don't even need napkin rings. I'll probably just use them for the party, but I thought afterwards I could craft with them or stack them, or who knows. I'm sure I'll figure something out. They're just really nifty looking. I like the little design. This one's just kind of simple, but, and I think there's like 8 of these regular ones, and then like 3 of these cool little ones. So I just liked them. They were different and nifty, and I'm sure I'll use them for something. My husband, being the goober that he is, wanted matching gloves for his leather jacket that I got him for our anniversary, which I ended up giving him a month in advance. I should have waited till our actual anniversary, but we're both terrible at that. We give each other our gifts really early ahead of time because we just can't wait. We just want to see the person's face. But these were $1, and they're really nice gloves. These nice little... Is this even leather, or is this pleather?
Probably pleather.
I was thinking that too. Let me check the tag. Made in the Philippines. That's kind of cool. Acrylic, nylon. What's the lining? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's leather. It doesn't feel like leather. But nice little gloves. Pretty cool. And they're like a slightly more brownish shade. His like jacket's sort of like a rusty burgundy brown. So, but it was really cute and cool. And another thing that we got was at first I saw a toy. Actually, okay, I'll just show it because we ended up buying it. I found Sauron in his physical form as opposed to the Great Eye. And at first I was like, that's really cool, but, you know, we don't need a doll. But we're having a Lord of the Rings party, and I think we both were like, it's for the party. But it's really just because we really wanted it. And he's got a cape, and he's a little dirty. I think he's been in somebody's shed or garage for a while. And it looks like his left shoe got, like, chewed up a bit. I imagine a dog maybe got a hold of it, but it's not enough to where it's upsetting. I just say, you know, he's got a battle scar on his foot, but it's pretty cool. So we saw that. We also saw like a mini King Kong and a giant alien toy thing that was really cool. We almost bought that. Then Andrew sees this freaking Death Star, and we're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, which was $8. Sauron was only $6, I think, right?
Yeah.
This thing's $8, and we're like, oh, cool, it's like a little thing, and then I'm not sure how to open this.
The top thing, just move the top thing.
Then it opens up, and it's Tatooine, and all this other stuff, and there's like little people, and you can open up Luke's house, and this is probably the dorkiest thing I think we've ever bought, but I love it. I mean, it's the Death Star. I think, you know, my dad had sort of something similar to this. It was Star Trek. It was like a Star Trek face, and then you open it up, and there's like, it's like the ship or something, and little dudes in it, and it's basically the old-fashioned Polly Pocket, but for boys and Star Wars lovers. So this is really crazy, nerdy, and awesome. I have no idea where we're gonna put it yet. I think we're just probably gonna put it with our other Star Wars things that are in our kids' closet. Until, I don't know, I get a wild hair and decide to display it, and I'm sure it probably had little people with it, like Luke and Han and maybe Boba Fett, but it obviously didn't have those pieces, but I don't know, like, I mean, would we really even play with them? It'd be more for the kids, I think, than anything else. Still pretty freaking cool, though, right? Also, I was just walking by, and it was so up high, like, I don't even know how I noticed this, but I happened to look up left of me in the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. It's a little plaque. And then I realized it's from the Lord of the Rings. It's the Elvish weapons. I was like, how freaking uncanny is that? It's from the Weta Workshop. It's from the Fellowship of the Ring, the Arms of Legolas. It's all of Legolas's weapons. And it comes with this little Lord of the Rings stand. I can't believe we found all this stuff, like, right before our party, and it was $9.99, and it seems a little steep, but this is pretty heavy, and I'm not even a huge fan of Legolas, but it was just so nifty, and it has, like, the map etched into the plaque in the background. I think that's really what sold it for me, because I was really a big fan of that, especially since my best friend Amanda just got the map of Lord of the Rings on her shoulder, which is pretty freaking awesome. So, I don't know. I think this is sort of an homage. And first we were like, well, maybe we could give it away as like a gift for like a game if somebody won a game. But I don't think any of the games that we're doing a single player can win, because most of the games that we're going to be playing at the party are going to be teams, and I imagine people would be fighting over this. And I like it, and I don't want to give it away, so I'm keeping my toy. I'm keeping the toys. Also, so this was all the stuff that we got at the flea market today. And then last weekend when we went, we picked up our last minute costume stuff. So I got me and Nora her elf, but my hobbit ears, which are pretty cool. And they're little flesh tone, you just stick them on the top of your ear. And the lady said that you can cut them to fit your ear better and all that stuff. And they were each $10.99, so that's pretty cool. And I need to fickle with that soon so that we can figure that out. And then we got Andrew's flesh suit, which sounds creepy. And I'm basically going to paint kind of like how they did in 300. They airbrushed abs onto the dudes to make them seem more toned. I'm basically going to be doing that, but in the opposite effect, where I'm going to make him seem more skinny and, I don't know, emaciated. And so that'll be fun. And then we got some material at Walmart for his loincloth. So that's going to be interesting to do. So that's pretty much all I bought and thrifted. But I did do a couple crafts for my friend Catherine. She's going to be an Entwife. And since we don't really know what an Entwife looks like, we decided to just kind of invent our own sort of look for that. And one of the things that we decided to do was make a bark bracelet. I don't know why, but I do really weird things where I collect sticks and like bark and stuff from outside, and I don't know, like just save it for when I feel crafty. And we ended up getting like this really cheap plastic like bracelet that was pretty thick, and it could kind of go up here on her arm. And at first we were just gonna hot glue the bark onto the plastic, but it wasn't sticking very well, I think because the plastic was too smooth. So we decided to wrap it first in what's it called, like bouquet ribbon. It's like a really sticky material. I would get it out, but I put it somewhere and I probably wouldn't find it anytime soon. But it's like a really sticky material. Anyone who knows, like, if you buy a bouquet, or even if it's like fake flowers, you can use this to sort of gather the stems together and make a bouquet. And then I glued the bark to that. So this is the final look. The hot glue still wasn't really working, so I just used regular Elmer's glue, and it worked out really well. And first I glued the bark onto it, which is little, as you can see, it's just little broken up pieces. And then I kind of took like a paintbrush and just painted glue all the way around it to kind of keep it stuck. But you got to be a little careful with it because there's little bits that can break off. But I thought that looked pretty cool. I mean, it gives the effect, right? So I thought that'd be pretty nifty, trying to make her look like a tree as much as possible. So that was fun. And then I came up with this weird idea. I decided I had this old container that I covered in brown construction paper and then drew little lines to make it look kind of like a tree trunk, and then just hot glued some leaves on the tape, over the tape, because it just looked cooler that way. And I'm going to make this like a rock. I'm calling it the rock bucket, but technically it's not a rock bucket. We had this idea where for the party, people could write little messages like happy birthday or wishes or I don't know, something, and then put it into the bucket. And so at the end of the party, me and Amanda could look through them and, you know, see any birthday wishes or something like that. I don't know. We were trying to be creative. I already wrote one. I think I just was bored and wanted to try it out. I put, have a great time. I don't know, maybe we can come up with a game and like truth or dare or something. We could write truth or dare on cards and throw them in there, and then people have to, oh, you never know what you're gonna get. So, rack packet! The only problem is that now that I have the paper on it, it doesn't really close. Stuff like that. Oh, one thing that I got at Missions not too long ago, I showed this in a previous video. It's a table runner, and I just love this material. It's so pretty. It looks elvish, like Rivendell and the Shire kind of all mixed in. I love it because it's very ambiguous, so it kind of works for a lot of different things. And I'm sure I will find plenty of things to use it for. And then I also found this giant, it's actually a window curtain, the kind that you just sort of like drape over the rod and then hang down, or I guess you could use it for your bed. It was $6, and it's just one giant long piece. I decided I would use it for a tablecloth because I couldn't really find one, and this one's super long, so I know it'll fit. The only thing is that it might not fit width-wise, so I thought if that doesn't work out, I can always sort of drape it around my deck and make my deck look pretty or something. So that's fun. I got a lot of really random things, some of which will be useful, others not so much. I hope this wasn't too boring. Well, yeah, that's all I got, so hope you like. Too much spit. Sorry.